Hey guys, April 22nd should go down in the record books. April 22nd, 2019. Today is Monday. I am super excited to have Tony Cruz here. He's to my left, and this entire team that we're going to hear all about. ERA Grizzard Real Estate on this late Monday afternoon. But you know what? These people have stories. You want to talk to them. You want to hear all about what they have to say and why they made the leap. But first of all, let us know you can, Eric Nelson's on. Hey, Eric. All right. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Let us know you can hear us and see us. Frank Gay's on. What's up, brother? Shauna LaFont is on. What's going on, guys?
Hey, Shauna.
This is why I have to wear the glasses because I can't see that. What's up, Tony? Okay, so he can hear totally. All right, so Tony, welcome to the show. Your first appearance on the TED show.
My first official appearance.
Did we have another appearance and I don't really remember?
Friday.
Oh yeah,
the impromptu special.
Yeah, that's right, the impromptu special, which was really good. I thought you did a great job. All right, so welcome. Tell us a little bit about you. You can't say you were born and you were an ERA Grizzard director of sales, is what I heard your title is.
Yep.
Welcome.
So thank you for having me.
And welcome all these guys.
Hey guys.
Hey. All right.
So started ERA Grizzard June 12th. 2018 is the date I started ERA Grizzard. Started my real estate career back in 2013, late 2013, and been doing real estate ever since. So
we're not going to get a boring story, are we? What'd you do before real estate, Tony?
Before real estate, I was a serial entrepreneur. I've owned a few businesses. My only other technical W-2 1099 style job, I was director of concierge for Westgate Resorts back in my early 20s, yes. So I worked for David and Richard Siegel. So other than that, owned a landscaping company for about 4 years, owned an ice cream shop in South Florida. And after
you have this,
yeah.
How did it go from I didn't really do much, and now I've got this wide range of stuff I've done?
So in the interim, though, I've always done real estate. Always had a passion for real estate. Always had a passion for building teams, helping people, giving back to the community. And about 2015, 2016, I just sold my ice cream shop in South Florida.
Words I never thought I'd hear you say, so this is all interesting.
This is very interesting. So I sold my ice cream shop in South Florida and decided to get back into real estate full time. Mind you, I'd always done real estate here and there throughout my travels, but really wanted to hit it hard and hit it out of the park. So I decided to team up with another brokerage down South Florida and align myself with a great team leader named Christy Hernandez. So shout out to Christy if you can hear me.
Christy.
Yep, Christy Hernandez. And one day I was sitting in a Wendy's, ordered my 4 for $4.
These are the honest answers we all want, brother.
And I was on one of the many Facebook referral groups, and there's a gentleman by the name of Mohamed Khan who said, I need a list. I think it was a listing agent.
Yeah, I think it was a listing agent.
Yeah, I think it was a listing agent. So I need a top listing agent in South Florida. And at the time, getting back in, I'd done at the time about 6-7 million in about 5 months of getting back into real estate full time.
Wow.
I knew I was very aligned with what I wanted to do in my business. So I responded to the post, DM Mohamed, said, hey, I love the opportunity. And then I decided, you know what, let me step outside, gave him a call. And Mohamed actually told me that he was going to be interviewing other agents and he would let me know. So a few other of the popular agents in South Florida had shout outs and messaged him. So then I called him the next day and he said to me, well, I'm still interviewing, I'll let you know. So then I called the day after that. And he said, you're the only one that has followed up and has had the tenacity to follow
up, baby,
and get the business.
Makes me crazy.
So lo and behold, I was tallying it up this morning. That relationship, I would say I netted over the course of the whole relationship somewhere around $70,000 in referral business from Mohamed. So thank you for that.
Nice.
Thank you for that. So one of the listings he actually referred me was 510 or 610,000.
I think it was like 6 something.
Yeah, it was like a 5-acre ridiculous property in West Palm Beach, Florida. It's beautiful. So you know, through the years, I always stayed in touch. It wasn't all about business. We actually didn't meet until about a year into our referral relationship. I was actually up in Orlando, just meeting with some family. And I said, you know what, I got to meet this guy, Mohamed. So we met up where?
I think we went Burger Fee or something.
Burger Fi or something like
Oh
that.
my God, I like that place though.
So as you can tell, I
Good.
do love Wendy's. I do love Burger Fi. Sorry.
There's no alcohol there, Tony.
No.
Yeah, they have a beer and wine license.
Oh, they
I
do?
think we drank beer
Good to
that day.
know.
Yeah.
Okay, well I can do that.
So we met up and then went back, and a year later, you know, my wonderful wife said to me, I would love the opportunity to move back to Orlando. So I said, okay. Well, I had started aligning my team, and I didn't know it was kind of an off the cuff comment. So we decided to then turn around and kind of think about this topic of moving back. And then we just happened to do a yard sale one day. And down in Port St. Lucie real estate market, it's very competitive because you can pick up houses around 200,000. So I was doing a yard sale, and this guy came up and said, hey, I'd love to buy your house. Lo and behold, talked to Mohamed. The next day, thought about selling it, going back and forth. Well, boom, now I'm here. So
Mohamed, you're the key to this conversation.
Yeah, and Tony's my neighbor too.
So now,
he lives like 5 houses down.
yes. So now, you know, and thinking of moving back to Orlando, and I kind of didn't know where I wanted to land. I knew Mohamed lived in Emerson Park. Sorry.
He called me up and he said, hey, what's the market like down there? And I'm looking at this house. Can you do some comps for me? I'm like, yeah, sure. Let's see.
Yeah.
I was like, come on in.
Yeah.
Did you say, I'm sorry, I live in Winter Park, not Emerson Park.
Yeah. So.
Everyone's got to start somewhere.
Somebody's got to start.
Yep. So.
So how did you figure out that they would be a good fit? It took you a while because you've been with ERA Grizzard for a bit. And then you're Tony. Mohamed has been, he's got his team, but he was at another brokerage. So to bring somebody over is a big deal. So at what point did you guys go, oh my God, this might actually work? This was the match that we've been waiting for.
Well, Tony tried 3 times. And the first meeting, I was like, no.
Not gonna happen.
Because when you have a business and the wheels are spinning and they're finally rolling, because with real estate, it's like pedaling a bicycle that's pretty much just stop and there's a hill up ahead of you.
That's so true.
So we were to the point where actually we were at the top of the hill and we were about to start sliding down. So it was getting really easy for us. Our systems were in place. Everything was perfect. And it was hard, really hard to move. And you know, obviously a lot of brokers contact you and try to get your business. But it's just really just the relationship we've had for about 3 years, and I trust him. I trust his word, and
By the way, this is Mohamed Khan, which we haven't done the real intro, by the way. This is Mohamed Khan. You are, for lack of a better word, the team leader of Iron Gate, right?
Yes.
So you made the transition, and remember, not every realtor has to come along, part of your team. So tell us a little bit about you, Mohamed.
So I started real estate about 4 years ago, and
Just 4 years?
Yeah, 4 years ago.
That's awesome.
And I was a chef, so I had a really good work ethic. I was used to not having weekends, no
You were a
holidays
chef?
off.
Where were you a chef?
Cafe 22 Tango.
I
Seasons-
love that place.
Yeah, Seasons 52.
Nice.
A lot of places. I
We're
dedicated
gonna-
my life to the culinary arts, and then
We're going to have a show, and you're going to cook.
sure. I got engaged, and my wife made more money than I did, and I was like, hey, something's wrong here. She was working 3 days a week. I was working like 6, 7.
Nice.
And I said, hey, something's got to change. I happened to realize I picked an industry that was an industry of passion, but kind of, very low paying. And for the first time in my life, it started feeling like work. So I said, hey, let me go try something new. So I watched a show on TV called Millionaire Real Estate Agent.
Nice.
And I seen how much money those folks were making. I was like, well, this looks fun and easy. And, I used to browse on Zillow all the time to just kind of as a hobby. And I said, let me try out real estate. So I said, I'm going to try it out for a year. I joined Keller Williams Realty, which is the #1, they say, for training. So I joined them. I said, I'm going to do everything they tell me to do for 1 year. I'm going to bust my butt and try as hard as I can. And I said, if it doesn't work out, I'm going to open a restaurant in a year. And sure enough, it worked out. I remember that my 4th month into real estate, I made more money than I ever did in 1 month in my life. And that was the turning point. I said, hey, I'm not going back to do anything else ever again.
Isn't that crazy? Because you do. People don't realize you do make the commissions. Mm-hmm. Remember, you have to work. We're not glamorizing it. You still have to work a lot. The amount of work that he put in and everybody puts in. It's not like you're just sitting there watching the sky turn blue and you don't have anything else going on. You still have to work for a living and develop your relationships. But when you do, look at that, 1 month.
I was working I took the same work ethic from real estate. I was literally working 12 hours a day, leaving the house at like 6 a.m. and coming home like 8 o'clock at night, 8:30 at night. And I had no business whatsoever. But I was out there pounding pavements, door knocking, dropping off flyers, doing every single thing they told me, taking massive action basically. And within that first year, I closed 54 transactions. And I read the MREA book, and they said, hey, if you're doing 36 transactions here, it's time to hire an admin. So I hired an admin, hired a TC, and I said, let me try out this team thing. And failed my way all the way here so far. So.
Well, because teams are difficult sometimes, right? Because that's a different person trying to figure out how to do the work that you want them to in the way that you want them to. Even though you want them to have creativity, you still want them to do the things that you like to do in the manner that you like to do.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it was more or less not really about the money in terms of growing the team. It was about setting goals and accomplishing them. So I know that I can't do it on my own. I learned quickly after the first year and a half that I can't sell more than 50 houses a year. It's impossible as a single agent because there's not enough time in the day to really sell more than that. So that's why I said, let me try to grow through leverage. I got to the point where I had more business than I can handle. So I was starting to give bad service and not answer the phone as much as I should. And the sign calls are coming in. I'm like, oh my God, I can't service all these customers.
So is that where this wonderful, beautiful group of people behind you comes in?
Yes.
Is that how we grow a team?
Yes.
All right. So talk about the evolution of that, and then we'd like to bring the team members on to talk about that a little bit, and then talk about moving over to ERA Grizzard.
Absolutely. So the team actually started really small with 1 or 2 people, and as a team leader, you kind of struggle with being in the business and working on the business, and it took me about a year and a solid year to figure out that you really had to work on the business in order for people to stay, because I have people come and go, and in the end, as a boss, or a leader, it's your fault in the end. So you got to look back at it and say, hey, how can I offer value? So what we decided to do is took everything I learned over the course of the past 2 years, write it down on a piece of paper, and say, hey, let me look back and see what made me successful. Now let me see if I can duplicate myself and teach other people how to be successful. And then that's how the Iron Gate team got formed, and we just started recruiting people. We had the systems in place. We felt we were ready for growth. And then, honestly, within 2-3 months, we went from 3 agents all the way up to about 10.
What's the name? Why Iron Gate?
To me, Iron Gate feels strong and also kind of exudes a little bit of luxury to me, especially with the way we developed our sign and just that trust. So I just felt those 3 words, and then I looked at millions and millions of brands, and I just felt Iron Gate was the right choice.
So you take your baby, which you've developed, and then I promise you we're going to get to all of the beautiful people behind you. You take your baby and you go, all right, so now I've developed it, I've created it, I've helped mold it, I've got all these wonderful people on. Now I'm going to make a shift. Mm-hmm. So you decide to make a shift.
Yeah.
People, listen, that's a big decision to make. It's a giant decision because it's not just you're thinking about. You're thinking about your whole team, which means your team's livelihood, their connections, their referral sources. So what was that like, and what, if you can give it in 1 or 2 words, maybe 1 or 2 adjectives, why the move to work with Tony and ERA Grizzard?
It's not really a 2-word answer. I feel like you said, it's really about being able to provide for the people that you have working on you. It's no longer about me. I feel like I kind of push myself to the corner this year. To me, it's really about growth and the future growth of the company and benefiting the agents.
Sure.
And being part of a brokerage that's a lot bigger, that has more systems, tools, and resources. And I kind of look at myself as like a shark. And you put a shark in a small tank, it's not really going to grow. And you put a shark in a really big tank, it's going to grow much faster. So I think that was the reason we made the move, and also to make sure all of my agents and all of our members have opportunity to grow rapidly and grow their database as well, and use all the systems and tools that ERA provides to us to really get that database going, and also market to them. And they've had years and years, 30, 40 years now of
50.
50 years of
50
systems.
years.
So last year we celebrated 50 years.
Yeah.
It's
So
amazing.
why am I going to develop 50 years of someone else's work when I can take that work that they've created and put it right to my team, so we can
Huge.
grow much faster?
All right, so let's get to the team. All right, so who's behind us? Who's behind us? We're going to start one at a time. We just, you know what we want to do? We want to hear their perspective, because remember, each one's an individual. They didn't have to make the move with Mohamed.
So real quick, I think that really speaks to Mohamed's culture. The culture you have on the team, the trust that you bring and the value you bring to your team is huge. So, Trevin?
Trevin, you can come
Here,
up.
I'm moving. I'm
All right,
getting out of the camera.
we're gonna
Trevin
come on
has
up.
a- Trevin has a
Come
radio.
sit
Trevin, come sit. We're gonna make it quick and easy.
Yeah, Trevin has
Quick
a-
and easy, I promise.
Quick and easy.
Come on, Trevin. Welcome.
How you doing?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Perez.
Trevin Perez.
Yes.
All right, tell us your story.
So my story, real simple and sweet, is corporate background, doing software sales, traveled the country, did it for about 10, 15 years, lived in a lot of different states, and decided I wanted to pursue real estate. Did it for about a year, tweaked myself and realizing I wasn't sure what I was doing wrong, because what was right was just horrible. And
Agree
met
with
up
that.
with this guy here at one of his annual awards that he won as a top agent, and got to talk with him and Aftab, and just really liked their vibe, their energy, very humble, and that's where the energy on the team is. Super humble, down to earth, just real relaxed people. But work ethic, oh my God. Mohamed's work ethic is something to aspire to. So that's what got me on the team, and with this move, I said, you know, I saw a dramatic increase in my business year over year, and it just made sense to make the move.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I tried to recruit Trevin twice, by the way, and the second time when he actually joined the team, he said, "Hey, I'm disappointed in you because you didn't do a good job selling me the first time."
Oh, nice.
That's right, yeah.
That's an honest thing, team leader. I like it. All right,
Yep.
big round of applause for Trevin. All right, who's up next? Let's tell your story. Come on, Sheryl. Sheryl, come closer, Sheryl. I don't bite, I promise. The coral might look like I do, but all right. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Okay, I'm from Dominican Republic. I used to sell funds. We don't have stock in DR, so I used to sell funds. There's like only 83 people who do that in DR, so I got the license to do that.
Wow.
I used to work for a really recognized bank in DR. I really like financing, but I decided to come here to Orlando so I can start family here and everything, just to a better lifestyle. And then I fell in love with real estate. I've been doing real estate for about like 2 years. So I met Mo through Amber. I used to work in the coaching department for the other brokerage, and she introduced me to Mo, and she always talking about really nice stuff about him. Like, he's the kind of person who really likes to help others, not to make just a transaction. He would prefer to do a good job, and so they can refer them people, and they treat people like their friends. And that's something that for me is just the way that I see real estate is just to help others to accomplish one of their biggest decisions that they're gonna make in the whole life.
So when Mo made the move, you were going to make the move, right? Because you trusted him.
I do. I say wherever Mo goes, I will go because I really trust him. And
That should be your hashtag, Mo.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Iron Gate.
Iron Gate.
But we usually like to do our own research, and another thing when we learned a little bit about ERA is that the way that they talk about, they focus on agents, so we can focus on clients.
Right.
That's something that I love. I say, if we
That's
can,
awesome.
yeah, so we can be part of if we can be part of the brokerage that can focus on us, and we can focus and do a good job on clients, I would love to be part of that place as well.
And look what happened. She's part of it now.
Oh, yes.
Right? That's awesome. Yay, all right, give Sheryl yay, Sheryl. All right, who's up next? This is Aftab, right?
Yeah, the old guy.
The old guy?
Yeah.
Seriously, you can't be that old.
Oh man, I'll tell you. When I say old, I mean that
This is Aftab.
my name is Aftab Neezamdeen. I've been with Mo since the beginning, right? OG.
You're OG.
Yeah, OG since. So Mo and I, we met each other through family friends, and just quick background. I was working in the cable industry. I was working with the direct sales front, and I had my successes there. And Mo decides to say, hey, you know what? You'll be great at real estate. So his first year, he was very open. That's one thing I can tell you about Mo. He's very honest about things. So he slid over his P&L, and I was amazed by it. I said, okay, Mo, I'm sold. And from then forward, seeing Mo's business just grow so quickly. I mean, 4 years in real estate, being the top producer 3 times in a row.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
amazing.
it just goes to show what type of person we're dealing with. Now, everybody behind me, they seen Mo's vision, they see what he has, but the background behind it, knowing Mo's attributes and how he got to this point, for me, it was when I jumped on board to 6 months, to the other 6 months from there, and it just exponentially got to where we are today here at ERA Grizzard. I think we're at the peak of where we need to be in the industry. I feel ERA is gonna.
Was there ever any doubt in your mind that you were going to make the leap? Like when Mo said, all right, I want to do this team, did you go, wait a minute, I've got like a billion questions? Or did you go, all right, well, I've got a couple of questions and now I want to make the leap with you?
So it was an easy transition. The reason why, because it made a lot of sense. Being that Mo and I, we confide in each other a lot at times because there's a lot of real estate brokerages that were shooting for Mo.
I believe
Tons of
that.
them. And when he told me, he says, this is it, I said, hey, let's go ahead. And he was very confident about that. And
You have a lot, your agents trust you a lot, Mo.
You know, I'm like very transparent with everyone too. Before we made the move, we sat down and we discussed it as a group. We went through pros and cons and we decided, as a group that it would be a good move.
So one thing I could tell you, I mean, the Iron Gate team, as it formed and it got larger and larger, it became a family, and where we all respect each other. So it's to a point where if you have a doubt and you really don't want to go to Mo to answer that question, or ask that question, I should say, my team member would lean on me and say, hey, what do you think about this? How do you feel? And we narrowed it down. There was only a few questions, and here we are today.
I love it. All right, Aftab. See, I said the name right.
You did.
I did good.
You did. Thanks.
All right, who's up next?
Anne-Marie.
Anne-Marie is here. Anne-Marie in the house. Hi, Anne-Marie. Welcome to the show.
She's in her element.
You're in your.
yes, I am.
Listen, I like it. I always need a co-host occasionally. All right, so tell us a little bit about your journey. How did you make it to Mo, and then what did you think about the transition?
Well, I moved to Central Florida about 8 years ago, and I was doing administrative work for different doctor's offices, and I got my license about 4 years ago and just held on to it. I sold one property and just had it in my pocket, doing nothing with it. So last year I decided to really push forward, really look into it, and joined another brokerage where Mo was, and just lagged, did nothing for the time that I was there. And I kept seeing this team in and out of the office, just busy on their phones, talking in the parking lot. Someone was always doing something, and I'm like, what are they doing back there? I want to go back there. Let me in, right? So I was trying to do different open houses for everyone, and I actually texted Mo, not knowing it was him that was back there, just, can I do an open house for you? And he never got back to me, but
The truth.
right? But a couple weeks later, I got a call from him, I think from him directly, saying, you know, we'd like you to come in and do an interview with us. And it was a no-brainer from there. He's just amazing at what he does, and just selling you the dream and letting you know that anything is possible. So it was no question when it came to joining.
You feel supported. This is
Oh,
this
more
is the
than
message I
supported.
keep hearing. Like
Yeah.
supported, and then the family team. Like it's not just a made up word.
No.
It's real.
Yeah, because there's teams out there where it's so competitive on the team that
I
you're
agree.
still fighting amongst each other. Everyone's just, it's like caddy, and with this team, it feels like, you know, I can talk to
I don't
anyone.
understand that. I agree with you. I think a lot of teams out there, they don't understand the word team. So they're very competitive with each other, and not in a good way. They don't support each other. There's a few teams out there that I like, but what I hear you guys saying I love is that you guys are really supportive of each other. None of you, remember, nobody had a gun to their head. So when they come in and talk about this, they're telling their heart, they're telling the truth. And they want you to know that they actually feel this, and you can't make it up. I love that. So how was it when Mo came and said, all right, I want to shift. I want to move over to ERA Grizzard. What was that like?
Well, I was with the team for about a month when he came and said, it was just like sporadic. Let's go take a trip somewhere. And we all showed up to this place, and he was like, okay, now just listen to what they have to say, then we'll talk about it afterwards. And just hearing what Anthony was presenting to us, and just trusting Mo and his decision, knowing that he wouldn't take us anywhere where we shouldn't be, it was just,
That's a team,
yeah,
man.
it was a no-brainer.
They trusted you 100%, Mo. That's big.
Right.
You called him Anthony, so I'm going to have to run with that later.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's totally good. I was like, who's Anthony? I had, for a second, I almost said, who's Anthony?
That guy back there.
Patsy Cruz.
I love it.
Yeah, it's just been an amazing experience from the very beginning of joining the team. I've done more in the last couple months being on the team than I have.
Isn't that awesome to hear? Awesome to hear. All right, Anne-Marie. Give it up for Anne-Marie. All right, last but not least, Alan's in the back, right? Alan, did I do it right? All right. Shift.
Alan's also an OG.
You're an OG, Alan? All right, Alan. Welcome, Alan.
Thank you.
Tell us your journey here.
Yeah, I started off with Mo. It was we started off in a small little room with no windows. I'm sure you remember. It was crazy.
That's how it always is,
I know,
right?
it was horrible, but you learn pretty quickly that that's all Mohamed needed, just a computer and some internet connection, and he was barely ever there. He was always running, and
Love it.
it was crazy just to try to catch up to him. So basically, to start, I feel like Tony, I've done everything. I mean, started off as a mechanic, a jeweler, did everything, and then
A jeweler too.
I tried that for a while, and then I hear real estate, and then I decided to join La Rosa at the time, and you hear these whispers everywhere, Mohamed this, Mohamed that, he's winning everything, and so I took the opportunity when I heard he was coming to teach. I decided to sit and listen, and decided to just jump on his team as soon as I could, and he had an opening, and he was always very open about everything he did, and that's something you don't get from somebody who, like, everyone talks about, and you think he's some guy that you're never gonna meet. And he was very open about it.
You don't get that. I'll give you that, because I think that a lot of people get up and speak. There's a lot of quote unquote speakers in town that go off and they pontificate on the information they have. But when you really feel a connection, you feel like somebody's open to listening to you, to hearing you, to wanting you to be part of things. I think that's super, super important. So.
Exactly.
All right, so when Mo said, hey, we're thinking about making a move, were you part of the beginning part, or did you go, what in the world are you thinking?
No, I'm one of I tell Mo all the time, I'm one of the youngest ones on the team, and Mo just tells me, hey, I'm thinking of this is on my mind, and I was like, you just point me where to go, and we're going. Because I trust Mohamed. Whatever he says, I know that he's looking for the best.
Mo, there is some love and respect in this room for you. I think that is so awesome that you can command that, but you don't command that unless you're giving it like 100-fold back. And so what I hear them saying is they feel a loyalty to Mohamed, and when there's that trust, you can't buy that trust. That's such an awesome thing for you guys to have. and to feel. And for you to be able to go along with it, and you're like, okay, well, wherever Mo goes, I go. We should definitely hashtag that one too. But I think that's such a testament to Mo, to Mohamed, and to you take all of these guys, and then how in the world did you end up trusting Anthony Cruz? So this is something, so I know you did, you told your story, but I know you absolutely should trust him. You should trust him. But what I love is that you've got a trusted leader that then trusts somebody else with their team, their family, the people that mean so much to them, and the work ethic and the amount of work that you guys have all done together. And you go, all right, we're going to make a shift that's for the better. And that's where you and why you ended up with at ERA, Grizzard. All right. All right, so great job, Alan. Give Alan a hand. All right, Tony, come up and finish it up for us. Shift. We should hashtag shift too, because that's what this is all about. All right, so listen, what I loved about today is that, remember, I hadn't met anybody except Tony before today. So when these guys come in and they share their story, I mean, this is legit. This is the stuff that it's from their heart, from their soul. They mean it. And so when you have a group of people that will come in and share that, they have no reason to be here. It's not like Tony could say, you have to be here. So I love this kind of love and respect, admiration, integrity. That's what I feel in the room. All right, so tell us a little bit about your next journey with them and where we're headed with ERA Grizzard.
So ERA Grizzard is always expanding, especially, bringing on you guys. We did expand the office a little bit, playing musical chairs, getting everything settled in. But really, we're just looking forward to, the future with them. Super excited to see what they use as our systems, tools, resources to really elevate their business. We do have a ton. But yeah, just really looking forward to getting this year going. You guys have been with us for 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks, and I've already put how many? I think
quite a few. Every day it's tallying.
Yeah, I think we're at like 10 now, 10 plus transactions under contract.
Nice.
And that's really without implementing what we have, everything we have to offer. So I'm really looking forward to seeing, what you guys do. I'm super excited to be in business with each and every one of you. Alan, something I want to give you a big shout out. When I first met you, all I knew you was Mr. 1000, because making 1,000 calls like a week or something like that,
wow.
That's pretty insane, and it really proves your tenacity, and I commend you for that, because, calling is something that I'm not a stranger to. I highly dislike.
Least favorite thing on the planet.
99.9% of agents do not like calling.
I still don't like it. I've done it for...
And Alan's good at it.
I still don't like it. No, he puts 10x action into things, because that's what I did when I first
Nice.
started. The no-fail mentality.
Yes,
so
I love that.
He's legit taking 10x action.
Legit.
So I'm super excited, to see what you guys do with, our Express Sale program, being able to combat, open door and offer pad with that, and really utilizing the system tools, resources we have, and really grow your team. And I'm super honored to be in business with you guys, honestly. When I first met with Mo the very first time, I was a little hurt because you guys didn't make the switch, and then staying, definitely our conversation, our story is definitely a proven track record of follow up that we all should be following up. And if I didn't follow up, I wouldn't be here today, because literally this whole transition of you coming here, I think from the time I text you, I'll never forget this. I was on the phone with Eric Nelson, discussing some of our referral business that we have here at ERA. And he said, so what are you going to do to fill a need? And the first person that popped in mind was Mohamed. And from that text message to talking real numbers, we were days, and then now you're here. It's an amazing evolution of our follow-up with each other. So,
Tony, parting words of wisdom for you,
I
Mo?
called to get references, by the way, before I hired
I
him. And,
love
being
it.
well respected
That's
around
awesome.
the industry as well, and knowing people that I call that vouch for Tony, made the decision easier. Because in this business, your reputation means so much, and you only have one reputation, and everybody knows someone who knows someone. So you really got to be a good person in the end.
I love it.
um,
All right, so here you go. You've got ERA Grizzard, you've got Tony Cruz, Mo. Hold on, I'm gonna go this way. It's
Iron
Iron Gate, Iron Gators. I mean, we
and
tagged
real
everybody.
Quick, a huge shout out to our broker owner, Gus Grizzard, for
We
giving
love
me this
Gus.
opportunity. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Gus.
much, Gus.
We love
Thank you,
Gus.
Eric Nelson, and all the other directing staff at ERA.
All right, listen, follow up with them. I tagged each one of them. Reach out. If you're interested in doing something different, it doesn't matter if you're in real estate or not. These guys just made a big move 2-3 weeks ago. This is a big deal. And the reason it's a big deal is because they already have the business and then they're trusting somebody else with their business and their future. And I think that's a big testament to Tony and to Gus and to the culture that they create. So we love you guys. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Mwah. Happy Monday night.